this business. And one of our favorite ways that we do that to help agents win is we teach the world's best webinars. And so we teach a dozen different topics at this point. I'll tell you, I think I'm guilty of saying this at the beginning of all of our webinars, but the truth is, this is the one where I mean it the most. This is my favorite webinar. This is my favorite topic that I get to teach. It's a super clever idea. It works amazingly well. And the reason why it's my favorite is that after I teach this webinar, and I have taught it before, although I've got tons of new material on today's webinar. So even if you've seen this in the past, you're going to want to stick around. The reason why I love this one the most is that every time I teach it, I get flooded with emails afterwards where people say, hey, Chris, I just tried out this idea and I'm amazed it actually worked. And now, first of all, I'm not going to teach something if it doesn't work. So, of course, duh, okay? I know there's plenty of gurus out there that teach stuff that maybe doesn't work as well. But the reason why I love that is this is the one that inspires people to go out and take action today. And I want that for you. So go ahead and just commit in your heart, wherever you're sitting right now, get comfortable, commit in your heart that you are going to take action on this today. It will take hardly any time, but I promise you'll get a result from it. So, if you've never seen one of my webinars before, then I want to tell you they've been featured by the National Association of Realtors. Maybe you've heard of them. They've been featured in Inman. They've been featured by The Close. If you're not on The Close's newsletter, then you need to get on it. It's 100% free. It's my favorite newsletter in this industry. You can go to theclose.com and join the newsletter for free. Tons of actionable tips. It's my favorite newsletter. I think it edges out even Inman, although I'm a fan of Inman as well. And you should belong on it. Okay? And then finally, we've been featured on CNN. And I don't say any of this to brag, right? I just want to establish credibility very quickly so that you don't have to wonder who the heck is this guy. So you might be wondering, I've already bragged a handful of times, you might be wondering, what makes your webinars so great, Chris? And there's really three simple things that make our webinars great, right? And I'm actually gonna guarantee that today's webinar will be the best webinar that you go to all year. And I'll give you a chance at the end. I'm gonna ask you again, was that true? Was that the best webinar you've been to all year? And I trust your answer is gonna be yes, and here's why. We don't take that statement lightly. When we go to build a new webinar like this one, we set out with that mission in mind, right? This has to be the best webinar that attendees go through all year. And so we follow three simple rules to make that happen. Rule number one is it has to be something you can absorb in 45 minutes or less. I'm not going to keep you here forever, right? Rule number two is it has to be something crunchy, which means you can go out and execute it in under 2 hours. People overuse the phrase actionable nowadays, right? But we truly mean it. So it has to be something you can go out and execute in less than 2 hours. And we're going to give you all the tools and resources that you need to execute it. So some people will give you an idea that you can execute, but you're not going to have any of the tools that you need. You're not going to have any of the resources you need. They leave you to assemble it all on your own. And I don't want to do that because that makes it too hard to execute. Okay, so this is something you can go this afternoon, execute in under 2 hours, and I want you guys to commit in your heart that you're going to be the person that takes action on this. Right? And if you do, then rule number three is that we have to be able to guarantee that you will get a legit result within 24 hours. And the legit result within 24 hours from this webinar, you're going to love this, is a book listing appointment. Right? How many of you guys would absolutely love to have a new listing appointment?
Tell us a little bit about how that played out.
By this time tomorrow.
Well, I had met her a year ago at an event. We kept in touch through Facebook Messenger.
Joan says, is this live?
Yes, it is live, Joan. Bought a zip code in Nextdoor.
How many of you guys would absolutely love to have a booked listing appointment on your calendar by this time tomorrow? Marvin says I would, of course. Me, yes please, heck yeah, me. Yeah, of course we all would, okay? Because this isn't a pipe dream. I promise you. You go and execute the stuff I'm about to teach you, and you will have a booked listing appointment on your calendar by this time tomorrow.
And then as a bonus, some of these results for the weekend,
we're also going to give you a ton of free downloads. So everything that you need to go out and execute what I'm about to teach, we're going to provide it 100% free. So there's no excuse of why you don't take action this afternoon.
I
Okay?
priced it 15%.
So, quick reminder before we get started,
value.
close your browser tabs, shut your office door,
And,
turn your phone on Do Not
as far
Disturb.
as
In fact, you guys just heard my phone
marketing,
ring.
we
So I'm
did
gonna
100 door
match you guys
hangers.
here.
I sent out letters to the
I'm gonna,
neighborhood.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but
Advertised it everywhere.
Do Not Disturb.
Facebook, Instagram.
Okay? So turn your phone on Do Not Disturb
And it looks
and
like
treat
it
this
blew
like
up
a
in the
real
neighborhood
classroom.
with
If
signs,
you
which
want to have
is
any
beautiful.
hope of
Yes.
having that booked
Yeah,
listing
there were 30
appointment on your
signs
calendar
out
by
in
this
the-
time tomorrow,
in the neighborhood.
you really got to tune in and focus here.
And then
Right?
how many
So we're going to break this down
unrepresented
into three
or buyer
really simple
opportunities
lessons.
walk
Lesson
through
number
that
one
door
is
for
going to
you
be
guys
how
this weekend?
to flip a Zillow listing.
There
And I'll explain what that
was,
means and why you want to do it and all that in just a moment, okay?
non-
Lesson number two,
represented buyers that
I'm
came
going to get
through there.
really crunchy,
Wow.
is how to make 2 phone
45
calls
unrepresented
to
buyer
get 1
opportunities
new
in 2
listing
days.
per week.
And
Right?
any
And there's so
selling
many of you
opportunity,
guys
listing
that think
opportunities that
that
came about
I
this
could
weekend.
never take 1 new
There's
listing
about
per week.
5
You know, that's
seller
50 listings a
opportunities.
year
The
or
neighbors kept
52
coming up and couldn't believe
listings
the
a year,
marketing,
and I can't
couldn't
even seem to
believe
take
they'd
more
never
than
seen
5
anything
listings
like it.
per year. Or I can't even seem to take
They
any
were just
listings per
totally
year.
amazed.
And so you
And,
might think,
they
I
are
could never
watching the
take 1 new
website
listing per week.
to
And
see the
first of all,
offers
let me
come
just
in.
flip the script on you for
We're
just a
already
minute. You
$75,000
absolutely
over
can
asking.
take 1 new listing per week.
But
Okay?
Kathy,
But you're going to have to change your
congratulations. That is
mindset.
massive. Nice work
And
this
also,
weekend.
you don't have to take 1
Way
new
to take
listing
a
per
great
week.
system
Right?
and work
What
it.
if you were to
'Cause at the
do
end of
everything
the
that I
day,
teach today and you were only able to take
all these
1
other
new listing
programs that
per
we put
month?
together that are
Would
really
it have been worth
exclusive
it?
to this
Right?
group.
Could you hit
They
your
are
goal
incredible, but they're only
this
incredible
year
when they're
or
put
next
to
year?
use.
Could you hit your goal
You
next
really
year if
poured
you were
in,
taking 1 new
you
listing per
did
month?
your due
Most of you
diligence, you
could.
worked
In
really
addition to
hard,
whatever
and
else you're
getting
doing,
crazy
if you're taking
results.
1 new
Think
listing
about
per
this,
month,
Kathy.
you would
Think about
already
all
hit
the
your stretch
different,
goal next year.
lead
Right? So think
generation
about it.
systems
But
that we are out there that we
change your
pay
mindset.
for,
You absolutely
5
can
potential
take 1
sellers
new
and
listing per
45
week.
buyers.
And I'm going to show you a really
mean,
simple
How
playbook that you can use
expensive
to
might
do
that
that.
be versus
Okay?
you just
And then lesson
putting
number
your
3,
nose to the
and by
grind, doing the
far
hard work
the
and
most
letting them
important
come to
lesson
you?
I'm going to
That's
teach
beautiful.
today is how to
That
build
would
an
have been thousands of
evergreen
dollars.
system
Not
that brings
only
you listings
not
on
only that,
autopilot.
but I have over 150.
And the reason why this
agent
is the
business cards
most
for
important
agent
lesson I'm going to
attraction.
teach today
Oh
is,
yeah, because
I'm sure you guys
you
are
could,
familiar
like,
with the concept of
literally
like
run
a
your
boot camp.
business
Anybody ever done a real
synergistically
estate boot camp
where
or a
you're
listing boot
doing
camp?
more volume and
And
attracting more
I'm not
agents.
here to dog on
Awesome.
boot
Way to
camps,
just
okay?
really
But
put it
the
together,
problem with the
Kathy.
boot
So
camp
wanted to highlight you this morning
is,
because you
you know, it's
knocked
like a
it out of the
7-day
park.
challenge or a 21-day
Everyone,
challenge or a
please
30-day challenge.
congratulate Kathy
And it's
for
based on
just
the
a stellar,
premise that
stellar
you were going to work
level of
really,
Nice
really, really,
job.
really hard at an unsustainable pace.
Thank you.
And then, does anybody know what
All right,
happens?
guys.
And I want you
Well,
guys to go to the
hey,
chat
again,
and
thank
answer
you
this
guys for
question.
being
Okay,
here.
I'm
I
going to check
don't
in
want
with
to
you
take
guys.
up too much time.
How many of you
because
guys know
I'm
what
super
happens
pumped
after
to
the boot
learn
camp is
from
over?
Mr. Justin McLaughlin himself. Justin, can you hear me okay? I want to do a quick mic check with you, my friend.
Joe, I just want to let you know we're recording.
Oh, thank you, James. Appreciate that, bud.
Does anybody know what happens after the boot camp is over? So after the 7 days, after the 21 days or the 30 days or however long it lasts,
Good morning, man.
what happens
So,
after? Krista says
this meeting
burnout.
kind of came about at EXPCon. And
Jeff
my
says
understanding
most
is
do
that you and
nothing.
Bob were having
Stella
a chat.
says
You
relax.
mentioned
Barbara
to
says
Bob,
lose
like, hey,
momentum. The fire
something that
dies.
you said
Exhaustion.
resonated,
You're
which
overwhelmed.
was
You don't know where
carrying
to
that
start.
10 plus
No one does
listings
anything.
at a
You do
time.
nothing.
And
You guys are on
at
the right
that
track. But
moment, you were carrying
here's what I like to
17,
say. Tanya says
which is
burnout.
stellar,
You
man.
quit
So
and
we're all
tired.
here,
You get tired and
super
quit.
amped to hear
Here's what I like
from
to
you.
say.
You know, a
After
little bit about how
the boot
you
camp is over, after the
built your
7-day
real
challenge,
estate
21,
business
30-day challenge,
and how you've gotten
you
to
go
this
back
position where you are
life
maintaining
as
just an
usual.
excellent listing inventory
Or
for
you go
you
back
and
to
your
the
business
status
and
quo.
what that's
And I'll tell you, the
translated
last
to.
thing that
So
I
Justin,
want
if you would
for
come up, man,
anybody
really
within
the
the sound of my
floor
voice
is
right now,
yours.
whether
We're
you're joining
super
us live
excited to
and
learn
yes,
from you,
this is
bud.
live, or you're watching the
All right,
replay at
yeah,
some
no,
point in the
appreciate it,
future,
Joseph, and you
the
are
last thing that I
absolutely
want for you
correct.
is for you to go back to life as usual. So once I show
joined
you the
EXP about
strategy
3
to make
years
2 phone
ago.
calls to get 1 new listing per week, and no, that's not an
Actually, my
embellishment or an
anniversary is January
exaggeration.
7th.
Once
but,
I show it to you,
joined
it's even more
roughly 3 years
important that you
ago,
learn
and,
how to make it evergreen, which means that it
Larry
works
White is my
year-round.
sponsor, which I'm sure most
Okay?
of the people
And
here
Jeff,
know.
you're absolutely
Let
right.
me
Those
mute
that take
this phone.
action get
Jeez.
results. But there is something to
But,
turning what you do into a system versus
yeah,
a
I
one-off.
was invited
right?
to
Anybody
a
can get
meeting,
lucky and take
my
1
goal
listing. But if you
was
want to take 10 listings
hosting
in a
it.
system, And so that's what I'm going to show you.
He
today.
said something in that
All right?
meeting.
So let's jump into it. Lesson number one.
So basically,
how
what he said
to
was, if
flip
you want to make
a
it
Zillow
real
listing.
serious,
And before we get into the
business,
nuts and
you
bolts of
have
how to flip a
10
Zillow listing,
listings at all
I want to
time.
talk about
And
what it
there's
means
a
to
lot
flip a
more
Zillow
to it.
listing.
That's just kind of the
And
gist
first,
of it.
why you even want to do it. Okay, so here's what we know about Zillow listings. I'm going to throw some stats on you guys, right? So the average for sale listing on Zillow gets hundreds or even thousands of views per month, all depending on your market and the neighborhood and et cetera, okay? But at on the low end, it's going to get hundreds of views per month. On the high end, it's going to get hundreds or even thousands or even tens of thousands of views per month, okay? Meanwhile, the average real estate website, it's 12 visitors per month. That means I'm talking about you. Now, somebody's going to go in the chat and say, oh, I have Google Analytics, I get 457 views per month, okay? Good for you. We're talking about averages. So the average realtor on today's webinar is getting about 12 visitors per month to their website. And this was me too, okay? And I want you to think about this and let this sink in for just a moment. These two facts, side by side. The average for sale listing on Zillow, which is just one home for sale in the market, on Zillow it gets hundreds or thousands of views per month. Meanwhile, your real estate website, which has IDX access to all of the listings in your market simultaneously, is getting less than 12 visitors per month. Okay? Something not quite right about that. Okay? Meanwhile, 50% of the viewers on Zillow plan to buy or sell a property within 105 days. And I actually misstated this. Not only do they plan, okay, they will actually be under contract within 105 days on average. Right? So we're talking about top quality leads here, right? And 37% of them are rich. So 37% of users have a family income of over 100,000, which really means in your market that they have double the median income in the market. So if the median income in your market, if you're in San Francisco and the median income is 120K, they're making 240K, right? And anybody who is double the median income in your market is rich. Okay, so again, allow this, I want you to process this. I want you to allow this to sink in, right? So the average for sale listing on Zillow is getting hundreds or thousands of views per month, 50% of whom are going to be under contract in 105 days, and 37% of whom are rich. Now, wouldn't it be amazing if you could get their names and phone numbers? Yeah, of course it would, okay? The problem is this only benefits you if you're among the 92,000 realtors who call themselves Premier Agents. You guys know what the Premier Agent program is? It's where you pay the payola, you pay Zillow to get listed, and you get to capture the leads from these listings that they bought from your MLS, right? This is how another realtor ends up getting to benefit from the leads generated by your listing. Okay? Anybody ever done the Premier Agent thing? We have. We've tested it. We've bought the Zillow Premier Agent leads. Okay? Anybody else ever done the Zillow? Anybody currently a Premier Agent? Anybody was a Premier Agent but had to cancel because it was too expensive? Go to the chat. I'm curious. Tommy says yes, she was. Who else? Anybody else? Lisa, yes. Yes, Joanne, currently. Michael, no. Okay. Ashley's done it before. Josh is currently a Premier Agent. Absolutely. Okay? The problem with the Premier Agent thing, right, and I don't have a problem with Zillow making a profit or with an agent signing up to get leads from Zillow, because clearly these are top quality leads, right? The problem is that it costs about $1,000 per month per zip code. And in order for you to hit your lead number, you're probably going to have 3 zip codes at a minimum. So we're talking about $3,000 a month. And we know, let me turn my trusty laser pointer on, and we know that the average lead generated by Zillow is going to be under contract 105 days from now, for about 3 to 4 months, okay? Which means we're spending somewhere between $9,000 to $12,000 in leads before we ever get any kind of ROI, before any of these deals close, right? And so if anything goes sideways, one of those deals falls apart, you're spending $9,000 to $12,000 on a maybe marketing idea, which is why so many of us don't do it. It's why we cancel our Zillow account, okay? So it only benefited you if you're a Premier Agent, and it's really expensive until now, unless you run what I call our Zillow jacking playbook, and that's what I'm about to teach you, okay? So there are going to be some tools required, but I'm going to let you download them all for free, okay? So first of all, you're going to need access to FizzBonanza, so you can download all the FizzBo leads in your zip codes. And if you're having whiplash and you're thinking, FizzBos, I thought we were talking about Zillow listings, don't worry, it'll all make sense in just a moment. Next, you're going to need another app that we built called Listing Cake. And don't worry, we're going to let you get it for free. And this will allow you to create amazing listing videos in less than 60 seconds. And then finally, I'm going to strongly recommend that you get Pipeline Pro Tools. And there's a typo in here because we recently raised the price. So sorry. But I'm going to strongly recommend that you get Pipeline Pro Tools. Okay, now before we go any farther, someone's going to go to the chat and say, oh, this is a typical sales webinar. You're not here to teach us anything. You just want to sell us your stuff. No, that's not true. Okay, so rest assured, everything that you need in order to execute the plan that I'm going to show you today, we're going to include for free. Okay, and there's going to be some scripts that you need to, I'm going to let you download those for free too. And all of this is yours to keep forever. However, I'd be lying if I told you everything is going to be just as easy or just as effective without Pro Tools. Okay, so Pro Tools is my company's flagship product. It's a marketing engine for realtors, and it includes some tools that will make executing today easier. So I will do the obligatory 90-second pitch at the end, okay? But I want to be really clear. You don't need it, okay? And it's not in my best interest for you, for me to say that to you, okay? So you know it's true. You don't absolutely need it in order to go out and execute today. I have story after story after story of people who left my webinar, didn't get Pro Tools because they couldn't afford it, they just weren't ready to invest, and went out and took the free stuff, executed, and earned an $18,000 commission within a week, a $24,000 commission within a week. Okay, so I believe that you absolutely can do it with the free stuff. Okay. Okay. So this is what it's going to look like. And I just want to walk you through the basic process so you guys have that outline, and then I'm going to get super specific and crunchy, and I'm going to teach you through each action item one by one. Okay. So first of all, let me be really clear that there are all different kinds of ways to flip a Zillow listing. Okay? However, the easiest way to flip a Zillow listing for any agent, whether you have any current listing inventory or not, okay, is to use a FSBO listing on Zillow to flip. Okay? So rest assured, the strategy I'm about to teach, you'll see, it could really work for just about any listing. Okay? But the easiest way to flip a Zillow listing is to use a FSBO, and you get an extra listing lead out of the deal. Okay, and so this is the most effective way to run the Zillow jacking strategy. So we're going to deal with FSBOs. Okay, but don't worry, we're not talking about cold calling for 4+ hours. We're talking about one really easy phone call where they say yes to you every single time, and then we turn it into a bunch of free leads, including listing leads and buyer leads. But most importantly, I want you to have that book listing appointment by this time tomorrow. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Phone call number one, you're going to call the FSBO, you're going to follow our video script. Don't worry, I'll let you download it for free and it's yours to keep forever. Next, you're going to build an amazing listing video using our Listing Cake app. And I'm going to let you guys access that for free. Okay? Then, once you're done, you're going to call back phone call number two. You're going to call the FSBO back, follow the photo branding script. This is included in the same script that I'm going to share with you in just a minute. Okay? Then, you're going to use the photo branding tool. So you're going to run the photos through the photo branding tool. It does it all for you. Okay, super easy. And that is going to result in a minimum of 1 listing lead, 13 other leads. Generally, the breakdown is 5 listing leads versus 8 exclusive buyer leads. Okay, but it's going to be 13 other leads. The total cost will be $0, and the time commitment is exactly 1 hour. And I like to relate this to like a slow cooker meal. Right? So generally, if you've ever followed like an Instant Pot recipe or a slow cooker recipe, it's like 15 minutes total prep time, but then you have to let it cook, right? And it's the same here. So total time commitment for you is going to be about 1 hour, but it is going to be broken over 1 or 2 days. And so generally, it's going to be somewhere between 24 to 48 hours from start to finish once you start executing. But the only time commitment that you need is just 45 minutes to an hour, okay? And it won't cost you a dime. So, you guys ready to go? There's your outline. Let's get started. So this is lesson number 2, 2 phone calls to get 1 new listing. I'm going to walk you through everything step by step, okay? So before you can make any phone calls, you've got to download the FSBO list in your market. So some of you have access through your broker. Maybe your broker pays for Espresso Agent or Red X or Vulcan 7, one of those expensive services. Is going to get you all the for-sale owner leads in your market, okay? We're going to one-up you, okay? So we have built a free app called FizBonanza. You can get it at FizBonanza.com. Actually, I'm going to drop a link directly into the chat right now. So if you go to the chat, you can see the link directly to Fizz Bonanza. And I'll give you the one exception. You can open a new tab to go check out Fizz Bonanza. Okay? And the way Fizz Bonanza works is you go to fizzbonanza.com, enter your email, enter your home zip code, and then the radius you want to search, and it will download all of the active for sale by owner listings in your market, complete with address and phone number. Okay? It's 100% free. We want you to share it with your team, office, broker, etc. to help us keep it free. It's easier for us to keep it free for now, as long as you're helping us grow our email list by sharing with other people. Okay? It is in beta, so understand that we're still tweaking it from time to time, but we want you to enjoy it. Right? And here's what it looks like. It's faster than ever. We've gone through a couple of iterations from it. You get phone numbers, complete addresses, automatic subscription searches. So once you have one zip code in there, you can subscribe to that search, and it'll email you every Monday morning at 9 a.m. all the new for sale owners in the market. And that's part of the process for making this evergreen. Okay? So please enjoy Fizz Bonanza. All right? Once you've downloaded the Fizzbo list, all you have to do is have this script. Okay? So I want you to download my Fizzbo script. It's available in another app we built called Callster.io. All right, somebody asked if Fizz Bonanza works in Canada. Unfortunately, Fizz Bonanza does not work in Canada yet. We plan to add Canada support in 2022. If you are in Canada and you want to execute this strategy, you're going to have to find some other way to get the for sale owner list. Okay? All right, so to get the phone script that I'm about to teach you, you're going to need to go to Callster.io. So I'm going to drop that link in the chat. There's another free tool that we built, free app called Callster, and it's a briefcase of all of our favorite call scripts. So you enter your email, you get access to the briefcase, and you're going to look for my Fizzbo script. Okay, it should say unique Fizzbo script or Fizz Bonanza script or something along those lines. It's really simple. And before I show you the script itself, and I'm going to role play for you in a minute so you guys can get the gist of how it works, I want to talk to you guys about the principles behind the script. So first of all, when we call up a for sale owner, we do not lie. We never lie. Okay, so you guys know the most famous for sale owner script of all time is where you call them up and say, hey, are you paying a buyer's commission? I have a buyer who might be interested in your property. You guys know what I'm talking about? And then you're supposed to show up the next day without your buyer because you're a liar and that buyer never existed. And then you try to shoehorn them into an impromptu listing presentation. So don't lie. Okay? You don't have to. It's beneath your title of realtor. Okay? Unfortunately, realtors aren't popular, and this is why. Okay? It's beneath you. So don't lie. Number two, don't be pushy. So that's where we always transition to, what if I could show you a 9-step marketing plan that would guarantee you top dollar, whatever. That's what's in it for you. I want you to focus on just being helpful. Okay? Meanwhile, asking for absolutely nothing in return. So you can offer them tools they don't have access to on their own, and ask for nothing in return. And this is the part that's always hard for realtors. Okay? Anybody know why it's hard for us to ask for nothing in return? Because we work on commission only, baby. Right? We eat what we kill. And so it's really, really hard to ask for nothing in return. In fact, if you've ever taken a sales course, where they always drill into you from start to finish, you got to ask for the sale. You got to go out and you got to kill it, right? You got to be super aggressive, or you'll starve, right? So it's really difficult for us to dial it back and ask for nothing in return. But in 2021, that's really all that's required. Okay? And I'm going to show you why it's easy for you to ask for nothing in return. The strategy I'm about to teach is going to allow you to start getting a steady drip of free buyer leads from the Zillow listing while you wait for that slow cooker strategy to work. Okay? So you can get a listing from this for sale owner really easy. Okay? But the key is asking for nothing in return and just delivering value to value to value. Right? And it's going to be easy for you because this for sale owner listing in just a moment is going to be delivering you steady drips of buyer and seller leads directly to your inbox. Right? So I'm going to walk you through it. I know this feels complicated right now. It's about to all make sense. You're going to have a light bulb moment here in just a minute. Okay? So ask for nothing in return, but I'm going to make it easy for you to ask for nothing in return. Okay, so let's walk through the script. And if you go to callsthrough.io and look for our unique FSBO script or our FIS Bonanza script, this is what it will look like. Right? It's got phone call number 1 and phone call number 2 in the same script. Okay, you're welcome to download it and keep it forever. It's yours to keep. All right, so phone call number 1 is going to go something like this. I'm just going to role play for a minute. Hi, this is the owner. I already screwed it up. Rewind, okay? Hi, is this the owner of 323 Whitney Drive? I'm sorry to bother you, I'm a realtor, and I was wondering if I could stop by and take a video of the property. Right? Now, when you said I'm a realtor, and I always think you should be forthright with people, when you said I'm a realtor, the first thought that went through their mind was, get away from me, I don't want to talk to you. I hate to burst your bubble. I feel like I'm going to tell a 10-year-old that Santa Claus isn't real for the first time. Okay? But realtor is not the most popular profession in America. Right? I know some of you guys heads are exploding right now. Why isn't it? Why are realtors not popular? Right? Why are people afraid of realtors? And I don't blame them. Right? I don't blame people for not liking realtors. I mean, everyone on this call can think of 3 realtors off the top of their head who they wouldn't trust to drive their car to the grocery store, let alone trust them with the sale of their largest asset. Right? Anybody can think of 3 realtors off the top of their head that meet that description? Come on, in the chat. How many of you guys can think of 3 realtors off the top of your head that meet that description? I mean, some of you guys can think of 3 realtors in your office who meet that description. Stella says yes. Tony, I can give you 10. Eric says just 3? Absolutely, yes. Okay. So we're all on the same page. This is why people don't like realtors, okay? And that's why we're going to subvert this. We're going to flip the script on them. And we're going to ask for something they weren't expecting. Can I stop by and take a video of the property? And now you might get a little bit of reluctance, or like, you might get the gears turning like, okay, what's the angle here? And they say, oh, sure, why? And you just need to have a really simple excuse for why you want it. Now, it's really important you not lie. My easy go-to excuse is, well, look, I get a lot of out-of-town buyers, and I like to have video walkthroughs to save them the trip unless they're really interested. Okay? Now, if that's not true for you, don't say it. But right now, everybody has a built-in excuse with COVID-19. Right? So with COVID, you have a built-in excuse of, look, not everyone wants to go come around some stranger's house. They're worried about getting infected, they're being super cautious. Or even you as a seller, maybe you don't want strangers coming around your house. And so it's easier for me, I take all the precautions, I go in, I take a video, I give them the walkthrough, and they can see if it's something they'd really be interested in. Okay? But I'm happy to send you my realtor ID card so that you know that I am who I say I am. So you want to establish trust early. Right? And at this point, the seller's going to respond and say, okay, I don't mind, it's no big deal. Okay? And so then I'm going to say, great, you can text me the lockbox code, and I'll get started on this tomorrow. Right? By the way, we didn't get to meet properly, what's your name, then exchange pleasantries, maybe get a little bit of info about them, and then end the call. Right? That's phone call number 1. Now, real quick, right? When it comes to executing the strategy, the biggest thing that stops agents from going out and being successful with the strategy is a simple call like this. Now I want to ask you guys seriously, how many of you guys feel confident that you can go out and make this phone call? Like how easy is this? Think about it for just a second. Seriously, go to the chat, I'm watching. How many of you guys, by the way, I'm going to go geek mode. I didn't have my glasses on this week. How many of you guys feel really confident that you can go out and execute this script? Even if you hate phone calls, even if you're kind of an introvert, even if the idea of a cold call like gives you shivers down your spine, Tanya says 100%. If that says not very easy to promote, Ashley 100%, Jackie says definitely, absolutely. If that says no, it wouldn't be easy, but I would do it. Sure, indeed, no worries, yes, of course, it is easy, yes. Okay, I want to tell you, everyone assumes that I do a webinar for 500 people that I must be this like wild extrovert who just loves talking to people. It's not true, okay? The truth is I'm more introverted, and I absolutely hate talking to strangers, or I did for a really long time, because I was always trying to force these bad scripts on them, and I always felt uneasy about these scripts that had like little white lies built into them, and I hated them. Okay, and it made me feel smarmy, and so I always associated cold calling with something that's negative, and something you had to do for hours and hours and hours a day. This is extremely surgical and tactical. Like, we're making one phone call, and you're already getting a yes. We're talking about spending 2 minutes on the phone, and you already get a yes. Right? Virtually nobody turns me down. Charles says, what if the seller asks about commission? I don't talk about commission right now. I could care less whether this for sale by owner is paying a commission, and the reason why is I'm more interested in getting their listing than I am in selling my home. Meaning, I'm more interested in representing them in the sale of their property rather than bringing in a buyer. Okay? So, I want you guys to know, you can do this. This script is so easy, it'll make you feel so comfortable and confident talking to people you don't know, and it's going to guarantee you a listing a week if you're going to rent to me. Okay? So what's next? That's phone call number one. So the most important thing you can do right now is that when you promise you're going to go and take a video tomorrow, is that you actually show up tomorrow. So many agents are total flakes, and they say, oh, I'm going to show up tomorrow, and then they get busy, and they forget to call back, they forget to text, and they don't show up until next week. Okay? You are already out as their listing agent. You will never get this listing agent because they know that you're a flake. Okay? So if you say you're going to show up tomorrow, the most important thing you do is show up tomorrow. So you're going to show up tomorrow at the property. You're going to take your iPhone. You don't need fancy equipment. Okay? You don't need fancy equipment. That's why we built listing equipment. Right? So you're going to be able to create an awesome listing video using Listing Cake, which is a free app that we built for realtors. I'm going to drop the link in the chat so you guys can get it. www.listingcake.com. Bob says, I don't see the script on Callster. Keep looking. It should say unique physical script, and if you sort by physical scripts, it'll distill it down to all the different physical scripts. I think there's like 5 or 6 of them. And then you're looking for one that's published by my brother, Levi Jones. We use this together. He's the one that actually published it. And it should say unique physical script or physical name script. I'm not sure which one it's called. Okay? But you're going to show up at the property with your iPhone. You're going to take a couple of snapshots. Now, I always recommend, here's a little pro tip. Turn your phone on its side so that the camera is oriented to the top. Okay? And you're going to take some snapshots of the property, and then you're going to take some 10 to 20 second video clips of where you really want to show the beauty of this house. Okay? Then you're going to go to listingcake.com. You're going to quickly upload all of the media, and you can actually, using your fingers, you can drag and drop it into the order that you want it. And then you're going to choose a beautiful overlay, a beautiful layout, and some background music, and then you click download the final cut, and you'll get an amazing listing video. It'll make you look like a pro movie producer, and it takes literally less than 60 seconds from start to finish. Okay? So that's what Listing Cake is, and you're going to download the final cut, and you're going to look amazing. And then this brings us to phone call number 2. Right? So we're going to call the for sale owner back. Right? By this time you know their name. And so you're going to call them back, and this could be the next day, it could be right after you make the video, it doesn't really matter. Okay? And you say, hey Joe, I stopped by yesterday to video the property, as promised. Right? First of all, it's a great home. Why in the world would you ever want to sell it? I love to ask sellers this question. It's a really simple script you use over and over again, because it will tell you what the motivation is. Right? Everybody will always answer this question, and it will tell you exactly what the motivation is. Right? Which helps you approach them correctly as an agent. Right? Now, it doesn't actually matter what the answer is, but it does tell you what the motivation is. It's important to listen. Right? So after you get the answer, okay, you quickly transition and say, well, look, I finished the video, it came out awesome. You want to see it? Right? And I'll tell you, this is always blows realtors away, but they are enthusiastic, and they say, sure, I'd love to. Right? And you think, as a realtor, you think, wow, they lived there for 5 years. Why do they care about a video of it? Right? Like they already know what it looks like inside. They live there. But this is like if your kids played soccer on Saturday and some professional photographer came and took photos of you. And then they said, hey, you want to see the photos? Parents would literally run through a brick wall to get those pictures. Right? Because they're your baby and you want to see how they turned out in film. Right? And it's the same with these homeowners. They want to see the video. And so it already feels like you've done something super valuable for them. Right? And they're going to be so impressed by your Listing Cake video, they're going to love it, okay? So sure, I'd love to. And I say, great, I'll post a link to your Facebook. I like to do it on Facebook, so I upload to Facebook, and then I post a link to their wall. And the reason why is they oftentimes will share it, and you can actually generate some leads that way from Facebook. But that's beside the point, okay? Otherwise, you can say, great, I'll email it to you, okay? And here's where I shift gears slightly, and I say, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but Zillow makes it really hard for you to connect with potential buyers. You may or may not be aware. Okay, there are several sponsored agents who appear to be your listing agent. And trust me, they are painfully aware of this fact, okay? And your info is buried all the way down at the bottom. It's almost impossible to find. Okay? They are painfully aware of this because, remember, why do people list for sell by owner? There's really only two reasons why people list for sell by owner. Anybody know? Go to the chat. I'm curious if you guys have any idea why people list for sell by owner in the first place. Come on. Don't be shy. Why do people list for sale by owner? There's two reasons. If that says save money, so money is number one. So either they want to save money or maybe they're upside down and they can't afford to pay out a commission. Okay? Save money. And then if that got number two as well, don't trust agents. So generally money and they hate agents. Those are the two reasons why people list for sale by owner. Okay? So, do you think that they notice when there's all these listing agents that are plastered all over there, these premier agents that are plastered over their for sale by owner listing on Zillow? Oh yeah, they notice. Okay? And so they're going to tell you, yeah, it sucks, and you're going to commiserate with them. And I said, well, look, we have a really simple tool that we use to bypass that and put your info at the top of the page. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. Okay? But what it is it's a photo branding tool. So we take your lead photo and we brand it with a really simple call to action. For example, text this unique code to this phone number and automatically get a full video tour. Right? And their eyes always light up and they're super excited. And say, now, there's two ways we can do it. I can brand a photo with your information so people can text you directly to help you connect with more buyers. They'll text you directly, and you can reply back with the video that I just made for you. You're welcome to use it. Keep it as long as you like. Use it as many times as you like. Or we actually have a second tool. It's called a text autoresponder, where we create a unique property code for your property. And when people text it, it'll automatically reply with the video tour. And some agents or some sellers prefer this so that they don't have to like answer back at 3 a.m. and deal with the hassle and answer multiple texts every single day. So I'm equally comfortable with either option. But would you like to brand that photo and upload it to your Zillow listing so that you can connect with more of the buyers? Right? At this point, the only other thing that people might have some suspicion about is they just want to know what's in it for you. So if you ever get asked what's in it for you, I would say, well, look, the truth is I don't need any kind of special reward. The truth is helping a seller, whether I'm representing them and getting paid or not, is very rewarding to me. Okay? However, there actually is something in it for me. And that's some of these buyers, hopefully one of them is going to buy your house. But some of those buyers aren't going to afford your house, and your house isn't right for them. And they're going to have to buy something else. And I would love to represent those buyers in purchasing another property if your property isn't right for them. And so it does help me in that way. But you let me know. I'm equally comfortable with either option. And you guys can see how powerful this is now. So to brand the lead photo, you just go to freephotobranding.com. This is another app that we built. So you can get it at freephotobranding.com. I just dropped the link in the comments. Okay? You notice at this point that I've never talked about a commission. Right? And so what we do is we go to Free Photo Branding, we brand it with a call to action. For full video tour, text this unique code to this phone number. And I'll tell you, 9 out of 10 times, the seller chooses to use my text autoresponder. So you do need a text autoresponder if you're going to do that. Okay? If you don't have an autoresponder, there is a format version. Ask me about it at the end of the webinar, and I'll tell you about it. Otherwise, even if the 1 out of 10 times the seller says, I want my information at the top, okay? The truth is, don't you think that you've still created an amazing listing? Remember, okay? 3/4 of all for sale by owner listings, eventually, all those owners eventually get frustrated and list it with an agent. Now, when that seller gets frustrated and they want to list with an agent, who's the first agent that's going to come to mind? Think about that for just a second. Okay? So it really doesn't matter whether they use your info or they use your own info. But remember, 90% of the time, they're going to use your info, which means you're going to have flip this Zillow lead, this Zillow listing rather, and you're going to get a steady drip of free leads where somebody texts you, and they're going to automatically get the listing, take video in return, but at the same time, ding, you just captured a new lead, ding, you just captured a new lead, and it will be a steady drip. My best listings will generate somewhere between 12 and 15 new leads per week. Okay? Even the worst ones will generate 1 to 2 leads per week from this call to action on the lead photo. Okay? So that's free photo branding. And this is what the call to action looks like once you get the preview. Full video tour text this unit code to this phone number. Okay? And these are legitimate leads that we've captured using this strategy here in our pipeline database CRM. Okay? Now, this brings us to lesson number 3, how to build an evergreen system that runs on autopilot. Right? So this is what the format looks like. This is like an outline of how to build an evergreen system that runs on autopilot. Okay? So first of all, you need a lead playbook. And a lead playbook, that's just our terminology for a go-to trick where you can get the name and phone number of somebody who's buying or selling within the next 105 days. Okay? And you need a go-to trick. For some agents, their go-to trick is cold calling for 4+ hours a day. Other agents, they run open houses every weekend. Okay? There actually are better ways of doing marketing, though. And the playbook that I just showed you, our Zillow Jacking playbook, is actually probably the easiest way to get steady leads coming into your inbox. Okay? Right? And more importantly, you're also getting one new for-sale owner per week. I could go after 10 per week if I wanted to, but I like the rhythm of going after one new for-sale owner listed per week. Where once I've done the video and I've done the call script on them, I pretty much have 100% success with these people. When I call them, I get 100% yes on the video. When I make the video, I get 100% yes on the photo branding offer. And then once I've done that, once I flip the Zillow listing, I'm getting the buyer leads. But I also have like 100% success at converting this person into a listing on my own. Okay? So if you're willing to do that, all you have to do is once a week. Sometimes, the first time I did this strategy, it was a lady by the name of Tommy here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Within the week, she actually came to me and said, you know what, I'm kind of already frustrated with this anyway, can you just list the property? Okay? But other times, maybe they're a little more circumspect because they don't trust realtors, although I've built an immense amount of trust at this point. Okay? Maybe they're a little more circumspect. And so it's generally 1 to 2 weeks later, they say, hey, I'm curious. Is there anything I'm doing wrong? I appreciate your help so far. Is there anything I'm doing wrong? What would you do if you were in my shoes to sell this property? Tony says you basically want to make a video of the outside. No, I get the lockbox code and I let myself into the for-sale owner. Obviously, vacant properties work better, but we've done it with occupied properties as well. Okay? But you're going to check your temperature once a week and just say, hey, how's the sale of your property going? Have you had any bites? And you just stay in touch. And when they eventually get frustrated, you know that there's 3-1 odds that they will get frustrated and list with an agent. Who do you think is the first agent that's gonna pop into their line? Who's the first agent they're gonna talk to? And it's gonna be you. Okay? So if you're willing to do this one time per week, right? It's one of those slow cooker recipes, but if you execute this 1 hour a week, you're going to have that listing in your pipeline. It may take 1, 2, or even 3 weeks to come to fruition. Okay? But these are still no nurtured listings. We're not talking about nurturing this for like 6 to 12 months, hoping that they eventually list with you. Okay? We're talking about somewhere between 1 and 3 weeks is kind of like the magic sweet spot where they get frustrated and they're going to come to you and list with you. Teresa says, when do FSBOs have lockboxes? I've never seen it. Every FSBO in North Carolina that I've ever worked on has a lockbox. So unless it's occupied, would be the only reason why they don't. But yeah. So if you have to coordinate with the owner to get inside the property and take a video, most for-sale owners are willing to do showings. I don't know why they wouldn't be willing to do a video. So anyway, coordinating with the owner is the least of the problems. Right? So get inside. So this is what it looks like to do an evergreen system. Okay? So you need a lead playbook, and you need to be putting them into your CRM. I hope everyone here has a CRM. If you don't, there's another free app that we built here at Zillow Realty called Pipeline Database. It is a free CRM. I'm not going to beg you to use it. If you already have a CRM that works, I say continue using it. We're not super choosy about CRMs. You just need some way to manage the lead flow. Okay? then you need a consistent follow-up process. So in this instance, we have the lead playbook. Okay, and then we're just going to follow up once per week, and all we do is ask a very simple question. We can text or call, it's really up to you. How is it going? Have you had any bites? Right? Have you had any nibbles? And then that's what's going to result in consistent commission checks. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite webinars I ever did while we were waiting to get started, one of the agents I was asking, hey, how many deals do you want to do over the next 12 months? Like I ask every time. And she was a brand new agent. Her name was Lisa. She said, you know what? I'm brand new. I have no idea how many deals I should be targeting. All I know is that I want to be constantly in escrow. And when she said that, it really hit me in the chest because I'm a big numbers guy. So I'm like, no, I did 27 deals last year. I want to do 99 this year. I did 107 last year. I want to do 126. I'm a big numbers guy. Okay, but when she hit me, or when she said that, it hit me that when I was new in the business, that's all I really wanted. Is I wanted to always know where my next check was coming from. And so I want to issue you guys a challenge. How many of you guys would love to be constantly in escrow? How many of you guys would love to be always under contract, always know where your next check is coming from? In fact, I want to issue you guys a challenge to always be in multiple escrows, right? To always have multiple deals under contract. Right? How does that sound? Good? All right, so here's how we do it. I'm going to show you guys my tools. And then I'm going to go to question and answer. And in just a second, I'm going to let you download the whole strategy that I just showed you with links to all the different tools and tips. If you had a hard time getting the Fizz Bonanza or listing taker free photo branding or getting the script or whatever, I'm going to give you an opportunity to download the entire playbook, which means the step-by-step formula with links to all of the important tips and resources. I'm going to let you download the playbook here in just a minute here at the end of this webinar. And then we're going to do a Q&A. So I'll stick around as long as you need. As long as you guys have questions, no question will go unanswered today. All right? But here are my tools. So Pipeline Pro Tools is my company's flagship product. So here's Real Realty. This is what we make. It's called Pipeline Pro Tools. And I don't want you to think of it as software or as coaching, although it includes both software and coaching. I want you to think of it as your own personal marketing engine, right? So I said at the beginning of today's webinar that real estate is the greatest business on the face of the planet. Does anybody agree with me? I'm back in the chat so I can see you guys. I'm curious, how many of you guys believe that real estate is the greatest business on earth? Anybody agree with me? And I'll tell you why I believe that. I believe that real estate is the greatest business on earth because not only do you have uncapped earning potential, you can earn whatever you want. Right? I've literally seen it dozens of times. I see it every day. Somebody was a nail tech at a salon yesterday, or they were a truck driver working a job they hated yesterday, and they get their real estate license, and in their first year, $250,000 in GCI. Right? It's incredible. Uncapped earning potential. If you're willing to work for it, you can crush it in real estate. Okay? Meanwhile, you're also building an incredible talent stack, right? So you learn law, contract, negotiation, sales, marketing, finance, investing, etc., etc., etc. Okay? You build an amazing talent stack to make you a really, really rare commodity in almost any industry. Okay? The problem is that every realtor at some point discovers that getting consistent clients is hard. It's really hard, right? And every realtor is abandoned to build their own marketing engine from scratch, right? It's kind of like if, in order to drive a car, you had to be able to build your own car engine from scratch. How many of you guys would be able to drive if you had to build your own car engine from scratch? Right? Not me. I'd be walking. I'm Pat and Charlie. Okay? How many of you guys would be? Probably not you, right? You'd be walking. Same as me. Right? None of us would drive if we had to be able to build a car engine from scratch. But luckily, some genius years ago built a car engine so that it could be. And now it's cloned millions of times in factories all across the U.S. and the rest of the world, millions of times per year. Okay? We've dedicated the last 10 years to building realtors marketing engine, which is Pipeline Pro. So this is a marketing engine, so you can just plug in any agent, any market with any level of experience, and you can line up client after client after client. And that's what Pro Tools is. Okay? And so here's what it includes. Okay? But I'm going to give you guys a chance to download something really cool. Okay? So it includes an automatic ad creator, a lead website built from the ground up to do one thing very well. So it's a full agent website, but it's only good at getting your name, phone number, and email address.
Right? It comes with a phone capture system.
It comes with a text capture system.
You guys know that autoresponder? I showed you. I gave you a preview of in this playbook. I gave you a text capture. Now again, if you don't have an autoresponder, that's okay. I'll show you the poor man's version. All you have to do is download the Zillow Jackie playbook here in just a minute. Okay? I'll give you an opportunity to download that. Right? And then most importantly, it comes with unlimited one-to-one coaching. And the thing about our success team is what we call our support team. And the reason why they're called that is because they're scored on user success. Right? That's how they get paid. That's how they get scored in their job. Is helping people win. We hold your hand through the entire process. We come alongside you, take your hand, and we walk you through not just this playbook, but we teach 20 different playbooks that come with Pro Tools. Right? So you can stack them to get whatever your lead number is. Right? So it comes with unlimited one-to-one support, and our success team is 100% licensed active realtors who use Pipeline Pro Tools every day. And that's what's so cool about it. Right? And then finally, you're not going to find this anywhere else, is we come with a 100% risk-free guarantee, no fine print. So no like eligibility rules or 47 pages of fine print, oh, you bought on the Tuesday, so you're not eligible for a refund. Look, if you join Pro Tools, do the work, and I won't be able to show you do the work, but if you don't make massive progress towards your number one goal in real estate, and you get to be the judge of what that is, then you send us one email, it's no questions asked, not only can you cancel, but we'll insist on a full refund. And this is something that everyone on the team understands, and it's a promise that we live and die by. Okay? Now, if you want to join, you can go to pipelineprotools.com and /buy. Okay? And you can check out the pricing, and you can go and join out now. But the truth is, I don't really want you to do that. Okay? You guys can see that I'm not big on sales. Okay? Rather, I'd like to give you a chance to download one of our top 3 internal marketing programs. Okay? Now, I'm going to strongly encourage you to get our Zillow Jackie playbook. The way that you do that is we want you to get a demo of the Pipeline Pro Tools system. So you can go to pipelineprotools.com/demo, or if you guys hang on just a second, I'm going to put a green button up on your screen. It says get a demo plus a playbook. Get a demo of Pipeline Pro Tools will give you one of our top 3 marketing playbooks 100% free. However, I am going to warn you, it's probably going to run out of slots. Every time you do one of these webinars, it's like 5 minutes, and then all the slots are gone. So choose a time that works for you. After you show up for the demo, you'll get to download the Zillow Jacking playbook or one of the other playbooks 100% free of charge. Right? No strings attached. We will never obligate you to or pressure you to buy anything on one of these demos. And I'll tell you, these demos are actually really amazing. So if you enjoyed today's webinar, I trust that you did, you're going to love our demo. So when you get a demo, you get hooked up with one of our 3 marketing coaches. These are not random people, but rather these are the 3 guys that work on my team directly with me to help me build all of the different marketing playbooks that we publish throughout the year. So we publish about 3 to 4 new marketing playbooks every single year. And these are the guys, like true marketing geniuses, these are the guys that help me develop it. Okay? So these guys are all superb at what they do. They're superb not only in marketing, but also at real estate. They know the business inside out, and you're getting like not just a demo, but like a 20-minute coaching session, right? So they're going to walk you through, help you find your lead number, give you 1 to 2 marketing ideas or playbooks that you could use today to start getting leads. And then after it's over, and of course they'll answer any questions you might have about Pipeline Pro Tools, but after it's over, they'll let you download the playbook of your choice. Okay, so you don't get the playbook when you book the demo, you get it when you show up. So don't be afraid, right? There's always like 5 to 10% of people who don't show up because they got busy or whatever. Don't book a demo if you think there's a chance you might not show up. And the reason why is there's somebody that would have showed up who needed that slot, and you're depriving from them. Okay? and so you're depriving them of it. So only book a demo if you're absolutely sure if you can sign. These guys don't get paid to do demos with you. Okay. They're donating their time here, they're volunteering their time, but it's really freaking valuable. So I'm gonna give you guys like 2 more seconds to book the demo. There's a button on your screen, and then we're gonna jump into Q&A. And I would love to answer all of your questions. In fact, I'm not gonna leave any question unanswered. I'm gonna get to all of them before we leave today. So it looks like we may have. There's actually this is the one that always stays open. I'm gonna show you guys a quick hack. If you guys want to get a demo 1 hour from now, there's actually a 2 p.m. available. It won't be available for long. That's Eastern time. Oh, it's gone. Forget about it. One more available today, and then we're going to fill up tomorrow through the rest of the week. And all you have to do is click that button on your screen and go grab a time that's convenient for you. After you show up, we'll let you download the playbook of your choice. And I'm going to give you guys just another second to go. And once you guys book your demo, I want you guys to come back to the chat and say that you booked the demo. So JJ is booked.
Pretty cool content from you. Tell us a little
Nora
bit about
just got
that.
it scheduled.
Because I have another couple of questions.
Teresa said she's done a demo in the past and never received the playbook. So you need to go back to your coach. It probably went to your spam folder. But they'll email you the download link, and it's yours to keep forever. And when we talk about this Zillow jacking playbook, we're talking about Jackie's book, Katrina's done, Tanya's book, Yelena's book, book. So let me know once you guys come back and you book. Max booked the demo for Friday. Let's use the book. Excellent. I'm so excited. So after you guys are done, we'll send you like the download link forever, or to yours to keep forever. It's a perma link. Okay? And the cool thing about these playbooks is that we're really good at distilling everything down to like what are the crunching steps we need to take. It includes not only a summary, but the actual step-by-step strategy so that anybody with any level of technical expertise can go through and execute everything that I've talked about. But it also gives you links to all the different resources in one place, so you can get Biz Bonanza, free photo branding, listing take. It's all there. And it also has like a frequently asked questions section, and it's got case studies to see other agents that are actually executing this on a weekly basis. There's an agent in Texas who's averaging 1 new listing per week using the Zillow jacking process. Gina already has Pipeline Pro Tools. I love it. Have you been enjoying it, Gina? Bob is booked. Melina's booked. Ashley's booked. Excellent, guys.
That is amazing. I need to find out how that plan works, because man, I could probably use that in my life.
Today, we've got a couple slots left tomorrow and a couple slots left on Thursday. And then 3 slots left on Friday. So that's like a total of 7 slots left. There's like 2 more minutes for you guys to go get it. But I'm going to go ahead and transition into the Q&A. So first of all, my email address is on the screen. If you have a private question you don't feel comfortable asking in front of everyone, you can shoot an email.
Justin, what makes you great at what you do? And while you're
otherwise,
with that one,
let's hit your questions right now.
I'd also love to ask you, because your
Monique says I stepped away. How do we book?
Really
so Monique, there should be an offer on your screen, a green button that says get a demo and download, or we'll give you one of our top 3 marketing playbooks. So there's like 4 minutes left in the book and only a couple of slots left. So grab one of those. If you want to click that button as quickly as possible,
Again,
grab a slot. Maria says, can I get a recording of this? Yes, we're going to send out the replay tomorrow. So be patient, we'll send out the replay, and we'll give you like 24 to 30 hours to watch that.
That you can finally have that conversation once you build some value with it.
Joe says, Pipeline Pro Tools available for use in Canada. Yes, Joe, Pipeline Pro Tools not only works in Canada, it crushes in Canada. We have Canada-specific playbooks, we have agents that use it in Canada. We also have people on our success team who are experienced with using it in Canada, and so we absolutely love to help agents.
Right now, if you're chasing buyers,
Biz Bonanza is the one app that we built. It doesn't come with Canada support, but that'll change in 2022.
But when you're chasing, especially in a market like this.
All right. Tony says, Chris, since I have Pro Tools, where can I find all the playbooks? So you'll want to send an email to support@guerrillarealty.com, and they will hook you up. Otherwise, there's a phone number you can call. You can book in time, or you can do live. Pretty much any way you want to get a hold of us, you can get a hold of us. Tanya says, I'm clear about things up to, you have the video and you were calling them. the second time to see if they want to brand it. How do you brand it through their FSBO listing? So once you've branded the photo, Tanya, all you have to do is email them the photo back as an attachment and tell them to upload it to their Zillow. Now, you might think that this step is hard, but remember, this owner already set up their for sale by owner listing and they uploaded their own photos. So from a technical standpoint, this person is better at working Zillow than probably even you or I are. So generally when I email them the photo, they'll have it uploaded in 5 minutes.
Finally, he's going to sit down with me.
But it's really easy. They have to upload the photo to their lead photo in Zillow.
If you were to boil it down, in your opinion, what makes
Emily
you
says,
great
can you tell us about the
what you
poor
do?
man's version of the autoresponder, please? So Emily, email me. I'll share it with you. But here's what I would recommend, Emily, because I don't want to get deep into it. Okay? First of all, there's no reason you shouldn't have an autoresponder. If it's absolutely a cash flow issue, like you cannot afford an autoresponder, Emily, then the easiest thing for you to do is book a demo. Even if you plan to buy nothing, you don't care. We're still happy to do a demo with you. And then after it's over, you get the Zillow playbook.
And once you have the Zillow playbook, it'll have the performance version inside of it. And it'll walk you through all of it. So I think there still may be one or two slots available this week. We've got one slot available at 6 p.m. on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to grab that, that's the easiest way to get the playbook. Tony says, which autoresponder should we get? So I can't personally vouch for any autoresponder except for the one that comes with Pro Tools, which works amazingly well. Okay, but search text autoresponder. If you absolutely hate Pro Tools and have no interest in Pipeline Pro Tools. Paula says, do you need a listing agreement to market for a FSBO? No, it's really important, this distinction. Understand that you are helping the for sale owners market themselves, you're not marketing for them. You're not promoting them to any people that they weren't already having access to. You were just lending your tools to them and they are marketing themselves. Tony says, okay, so then I have it since I have Pro Tools. Absolutely. You have a text autoresponder, you have a phone capture system. Jones says GetResponse.com has an autoresponder for $15 a month. That sounds amazing. Paula says that makes sense. All right, anybody else have any questions? I want to make sure that no question goes unanswered today. And with that, I believe we are booked. So there's no time left for the rest of the month. But rest assured, if you didn't get a demo and you want to, don't worry. We will have slots available.
Yeah, let me just turn the volume down.
Melina says choose the name that doesn't have the name of the property. Do you mean the name of the homeowner? Yeah, so we don't fill in the name of the homeowner. That's not particularly important. What's important is having the phone number.
I have my Bluetooth connected. Let me go to the settings and see also.
Joan says, I wanted to preview the demo before my appointment and play around with it. Is that possible? No,
I'm recording both.
We only do live demos because there's some things that you would never understand if you didn't have somebody to walk you through it all. And
no, they're both in.
The demo's more than like getting on and like showing you screenshots. Like that's really boring.
Just wondered why my.
We actually go through a really quick, really interesting process where we're going to help you find your unique lead number, and then we're going to show you some marketing ideas that you can use to hit it. And Pro Tools will come alongside and help that be easier and more effective. But ultimately, it's not a sales pitch, and there's never any obligation to push your buyer. So, Jeff Dodson said, literally the first webinar I've ever attended that gave real value for free. Thank you. Absolutely. So with that, I want to ask you guys, how did you guys listen to the best webinar you've been through all year?
An agent attraction.
Gene says, how does the guarantee work? And I'm
he's
still
doing
asking
a high
you guys,
volume,
go to
but
the chat,
it's
tell me how many of you guys, this is the best webinar you went through all year. How many of you guys hated it?
Lots or something.
Gene says, how does your guarantee work? So, it's really easy. Join Pro Tools.
He's only doing
so
like
if
a
you're
half
going
a
to
dozen or so
be putting it on the shelf, never access it, never use it, sorry, guarantee is not available to you. But if you do, and you use the playbook, you use it to get leads, and you don't make massive progress towards your real estate goals, and you get to be the judge of that, Gene. Right? We're going to leave it in your hands. Okay. Good guys. Right? We're going to leave it in your. You don't make massive progress towards your number one goal.
Kathy had a big weekend. Looks like.
Then you send us one email saying, "Hey, look, I did it. I used it. It didn't work for me. I did make massive progress towards my goals, and we'll issue a refund. No questions asked. Easy peasy.
Yeah,
so that's how it works.
Would you happen to know what her
Siku Pyle says, I'm a user and a huge fan. Get Pro Tools. Thank you, Siku. Seku, I always mispronounce your name. I'm sorry. Yvette says, love the free tools. Thanks, Chris. Rocky says, very helpful. Better than the majority. Definitely the best. Excited to get started. So, if you enjoyed today's webinar, I'm going to put up another offer on the screen. I'm going to ask you, please.
I'll text her and ask her.
Leave a review for us. So it means the world to me. We don't charge for our webinars, but the only thing that I would ask is that you leave a review and give me your honest feedback. So that means if you hated it, tell me. If you loved it, tell me. So I just put up a button on this screen that says, yes, I'll leave a review.
Quite a few agents to help her out
60 seconds. It would mean the world if you left more than like 5 words. It's going to link you directly to our Facebook page. And tell us what you think of the tools.
Surprised
tell us what you think of Pro Tools if you're a user. Tell us what you think of Fizz Bonanza, Listing Cake, free photo branding. Tell us what you think of the webinars. It means the world of us it means the world to us if you would just leave a quick, honest review. At least a couple of sentences would mean a lot. And actually, whenever I end this in just a second, I want to make sure that.
Okay, and I know both of them.
Micah says, my spouse and my business partner, I would love to show this to them. Where can I find the replay link? So, Micah, just watch for the replay tomorrow in your email. So, search for Chris Jones. Make sure that you don't miss it. If you're like me, you get thousands of emails a day. Just look for it tomorrow. Okay? So, just so you guys know, I'm going to automatically forward you over to our Facebook page where you can, first of all, follow us so you can get updated when we release new stuff.
But
also, I'm going to link you directly